Zizaran here with a 3.2 generic Hierophant Totem Guide. I'm recording this live at the moment, and basically what I want to try to do here is make, like, not specifically for a skill, but, like, for, like, any skill you want to do, basically. So I've put in some examples here, like from level 1 to 12 with Freeze Plus, Onslaught, Added Lightning. Firestorm here for 12 to 31. And then I've put some like examples here, like for example, Freeze Pulse, Frostbolt, or like Flameblast, or what Shockwave Totem would look like. And then an example of how like at 74 plus, like level 74 plus, you change to in crit strikes. So especially another reason why I did this is we didn't have the patch notes yet when I started doing this. So obviously something could have gotten nerfed, or Flameblast totems could have gotten buffed massively with Ignite. If you see down here, and you want to get a program called Path of Building to view this, because I'm including a lot of the build stuff in the actual Path of Building. You can see that it like starts out here at like 13 points, and then you can just look through as you proceed through the level and get AoE nodes here because you're doing Firestorm at this point. Then at the next one, you are getting rid of Firestorm, so you get rid of the AoE nodes, you get Minor Matter. Like at this point, you want to, like, for example, use Herald of Thunder while leveling up. And we have a lot of the skills here. I'm going to add a few more, like Decoy Totems and Auras and whatnot. Ideally, you're not really going to be using many Auras because you want to have a lot of your mana free for Minor Matter. And then I have the full build here, which changes a little bit of the pathing to make it more efficient when you go crit. So this is basically a generic crit totem build. I always make my guides with very realistic gear for early on in the league. So, like, for example, you could throw Essence of Scorn on ideally a Shaped Scepter if you can get that. Like, I would save my Scorn for Shaped Scepters and, like, hope to get, like, any of the new, like, there's so many good shape mods, especially if you're a physical skill. So if you are using, like, EK or something, EK totems. And, like, pretty much everything works with these. Anyway, Bright Peak as well, always a good choice. Another thing that I've been like hoping might work would be Chimera's Avarice. Actually, that might not work with totems, but anyway, that's for the next build. Here as well, like pretty easy to get shield. All the gear is fairly generic. I haven't put resistances on the gear, so you can see that the resists are not properly on the character. Just get resist capped, whatever way works for you. Should be fairly easy to get. This is all rare gear, should be fairly easy to get. Courier Charge or Courier Ward as well should just be 1 Alch, 1 C. Azira's Promise can be easier to get on softcore than it will on hardcore, but especially early on. But again, like fairly easy to get. And then you can use things like Wise Oak. You need to like get your resists. You would use Wise Oak, a Diamond Flask, a Quicksilver, Azira's Promise, and a Life Flask. And I'll be changing the flask here for that. So Ascendancy wise, you take Pursuit of Faith. You probably want to ascend around level 32, 33. Then you get double totem. Next you take Ritual of Awakening. Then in Merc Lab you take Conviction of Power. And Uber Lab is your Divine Guidance. Now, it might be something you can change later and maybe drop either the totem node for the 4th totem, or either Ritual of Awakening. So you can experiment with that. The thing with that is that you don't necessarily need 4 totems. You don't really need 4 totems. Generally, while clearing, you're always only going to use 2, like put 1 down, move, put 1 down, move. If you're putting 4 down while clearing, you're most likely clearing too slow or doing something wrong. 4 plus mostly comes in handy at boss fights where you want a lot of the damage. You get a lot of placement speed now off the tree, which is why you don't, like, before Totemic Zeal, stuff like that would be mandatory. Totemic Mastery as well, but you don't really need that anymore. We're focusing on a lot of the other nodes. You get pretty high defenses. This was pretty mediocre gears because 6k life plus Mom. So you do want to get, like, mana and stuff on rings. You can. Which means mana is not a break stat for this build, which is nice. Remember that when you change from early game, you're going to be using Elemental Overload, and later on you're going to be using Crit. Make sure you take away Elemental Overload when you start using ink crit strikes and a diamond flask and stuff like that. But yeah, fairly realistic build. You can use it for anything you want. Glacial Cascade, Flameblast totems. The Bandit is Illyra, also helps really. It's a big deal at League starts because the 15 free resist is really good. And yeah, it looks pretty solid. Threshold Jewels, remember that you don't need to have the int actually assigned, it just needs to be available inside the radius. Whether you're using like Frozen Trails or any other Threshold Jewel, they just need to be available inside of it. I think that is... Oh, for Pantheons, you can use the Solaris Pantheon, and I like the... Generally like the reduced poison damage one. I think Shakira. Yeah, Shakira is a really good Pantheon as well. That pretty much covers it. If you have any more questions or I missed anything, you can come ask at twitch.tv/Zizaran. Hopefully the guide helps. Just wanted to make like a generic one because there's a lot of people that want to play Hierophant now. So, thanks for watching. Try to die less than I do.